All right, man. So first question. So for people discovering Good Grief for the first time, how would you describe the band in your own words?
You're starting this was a great question. Obviously, I grew up listening to a lot of bands from outside Japan, but my cultural upbringing purely comes from being born and raised in Japan. So I think we view Western music through a Japanese person's lens, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Of course.
it's like portraying what Western music to us means through playing music in Japan. Yeah.
Okay. And you guys started in 2016?
Yeah, we started in 2016.
Okay. How did you guys start? I mean, what's the story behind how you guys got together?
I started this band. I'm only original member. In this band, and when I started, I grew up in this town called Ibaraki. Ibaraki is like 4 hours from Tokyo, and it's a very small place. In the community there were nobody playing pop punk, and I absolutely loved listening to pop punk at the time. So my friends and I were like, let's be the first pop punk band from this part of Japan. Yeah.
That's actually really cool. So when someone first hears Good Grief, what do you want them to feel from the music?
Oh, yeah, I want people to feel the freedom. It's a big concept, but when I discovered Western music for the first time, I was in junior high listening to bands like Bon Jovi and all the American hard rock bands, and it was a very big eye-opening moment for me when I found out that there is a whole bunch of people outside of this society and they feel the same way about life, the same way about people. And that was the first time that I had to study English to try to understand what they're saying through the lyrics. So I think it's very interesting that even when we get to like talk to people from overseas, the core concept of like what like humanity feels at times in life is very similar. The feelings, the emotions going through like music and their personal lives and everything. So yeah, I wanna like express this feeling of we have this like sympathy, whether you're from this part of the world and that part of the world, and America, the UK, Indonesia, like China, it doesn't matter at all, because my favorite Western music like got through to my ears and made me emotional. So I wanna see the same thing happen with my music too.
I love that. Music is like its own language pretty much, because what you're saying, I'm kind of on the opposite end of that, right? Like I'm listening to music a lot in Japan, over here in the US, and feeling the same things. So it's just universal, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And touching on that, you guys are the Tokyo Sad Boys, right? Where did that come from?
It's a funny name. It comes from...
Yeah, I think I saw one of you guys had like a sad pop punk shirt on too, I think, in some post or something.
My first pop punk show that I've ever been to was the Real Friends Japan tour. And they did a show in Shinjuku, Tokyo. I went to Tokyo alone with my bandmates back in the day. We took like a 2-hour-long bullet train to Tokyo to see a Tokyo show with an American band headlining. And they had this American Sad Boys T-shirt on the at the merch table. They even had an American map beneath the American Sad Boys lettering or whatever. So yeah, Real Friends is still one of my biggest influences when writing Good Grief music. So we want to like kind of copy that, because they claim themselves as the American Sad Boys. Yeah, we used to call ourselves like Ibaraki Sad Boys because we were from Ibaraki. And then we moved to Tokyo, started doing music. It was basically our like friend group of like university friends.
Yeah.
Like we grew up in the same town and moved to Tokyo to do music. So we represented as Ibaraki Sad Boys first.
I love that.
Yeah, they graduated from the university and they wanted to stop playing in the bands. So I had to look out for other members to join this band. That was when we switched to Tokyo Sad Boys, because Our drummer is from Tokyo, and all the other guys in this band are from different parts of Japan. Our bassist Matt, he's from Nagoya, Aichi Prefecture to be exact. Our guitarist Sota is from Miyagi Prefecture. And there's a town called Tagajo, so that's where he's from. And soon after you like move to Tokyo and start living there, you realize over like 60% of the people are basically outsiders in Tokyo. Because obviously it's the capital of Japan, and many people move here to like either work or chase dreams or like stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Tokyo is a very interesting place in that aspect because everybody's from outside of Tokyo. There are definitely some people that was born and raised in Tokyo too, but I think it's like way smaller portion of people that actually part of the community. We have to just call ourselves Tokyo South Boys, just to mean that we're from different places, but we share this same space, which is Tokyo.
And Real Friends is a really, really good influence because Real Friends is incredible, and they do have a lot of really sad music. To be goofy for a second, who is the saddest boy in Good Grief?
Matt doesn't have a girlfriend right now.
Okay. So definitely Matt.
I might give it to Matt for that reason.
Okay. So I discovered you guys a couple years ago, and I've been through your discography many times. You guys don't have a single bad song. I genuinely mean that.
Oh, thank you.
My favorite song though is Feather, and I was wondering, obviously like instrumentally it's a little bit more upbeat because of the genre, but it still feels like a very emotional song. So I was wondering if there's any story behind it or any particular meaning to the song.
I would call it funny, but the interesting thing about the song Feather is that I asked my ex-girlfriend to write the lyrics for the song.
Oh.
It was a very long time ago, like 4 years, 5 years. I can't really remember either. I want to try to like think outside of our like perspective. I'd even call it hipster. I call it a hipster thing for a Japanese person to like try to mimic everything from outside Japan, if that makes sense to you.
Sure.
So yeah, we just wanted to write like a good song based on like regular Japanese person's perspective. I think the Japanese like to in a very detailed lyric writing on like sceneries and how it resonates with your current feeling. I feel it that way more than when I listen to like Western music. So that's definitely part of the process that goes into my writing too, because even when I just want to tell that I'm upset inside, like that, even the purest feelings, I think it's a Japanese way of saying things very straight, but there's this gradient that goes into the distance between your feeling and your situation, like whatever is surrounding you right now. There's a famous line: "The moon looks beautiful tonight," which means "I love you" in Japanese literature. So I think the distance between your inner mind and the outside world, like the Japanese like to say it, when you point at something that's far away, it makes you feel something. To say the same thing, when you want to say you love someone and you want to look up the flowers beneath your feet, that's a different feeling too. If that makes sense,
Yeah. So what does that creative process look like for Good Grief then? Do you have an idea in your mind, or lyrics, or a story? Or is it like maybe there's a guitar riff that comes first? Or what does that process look like?
I pretty much start from anything that comes to my mind. So whether it be a guitar riff, whether it be a good chorus melody, I try not to choose like any specific process. I like to listen to type beats online. Yeah, there's so many beats. BeatStars is my favorite. I listen to many beats and try to figure out like what my current ideas could evolve into. So if you have like a good arpeggio, let's just take like grayscale. So I just straight up started with grayscale, and that was it. I'm trying to find a landing point, figure out what my initial idea is supposed to land on. I think it's hard to explain, but yeah.
Yeah, no. So it doesn't sound like you have any like necessarily set process. Like you guys don't have like
we don't have a set process.
I think that's kind of cool. It kind of leans more into the artistic side. It's like it's coming more naturally, which is cool.
99% of the time, it's pure chaos. I don't know what I have no idea what my idea is gonna end up being. I try to be open to any type of music. There are many songs that wanted the riff to be up front, but it turned the exact opposite way in the end, and which made me even happier about finishing the song. So yeah, trying to be open to anything is my number one motive going into writing songs in general.
And then obviously you sing primarily in English for Good Grief. What inspired that decision?
My favorite bands from my junior high time.
Yeah, being English speaking.
It's one way to make sure that whatever somebody's trying to express through their art is transcendent to whoever might come from different cultures, different communities. I think it makes me the happiest when I can see that it made through, because you can talk to your own circle of people, and this is a very easy way of saying doing things, and try to think outside of your comfort zone, and try to think whoever might feel about the song outside of your vision is a very, very interesting thing to do. So that's what makes me motivated towards singing in English, because I can sing Japanese things to Japanese people. It's no stretch, but yeah, it just makes me the happiest to reach farther from there.
Yeah. Okay. And obviously, learning another language to express yourself probably was, I imagine, pretty challenging for a while, right?
It was a very challenging process.
Yeah.
Because not a lot of people spoke English where I grew up to, and it's hard to find somebody who came from America or outside of Japan that speaks English to link up with each other and then make friends, go drinking together. This whole process is it's fun, but it's a lot of work for sure.
And do you ever feel any sort of pressure from Japanese fans or society to sing more in Japanese, or do you feel
I definitely feel that on a daily basis.
Yeah. I mean, how do you manage that? Do you just kind of ignore it, or?
I just kind of ignore it. I feel like if you do music to please their current mindset, it's not anything new. Yeah, obviously some people want me to sing in Japanese, and some people doesn't. I think it's very much a fun process to not just do whatever people expect you to do, and you think outside of that. When you make good art, people just end up listening to that. Whether it be the same people that asked me to sing in Japanese earlier, if I make a freaking banger in English, purely singing in English, that's what makes me the happiest.
Yeah. Ultimately, what you're doing is you're expressing yourself in the way that you want to express yourself.
Yeah.
Not in the way that other people want you to. Yeah. So that's what makes your music great, is because that expression. And then you mentioned part of the reason why you do sing in English is because of some of your favorite bands in junior high. So what are some of those bands?
My first Western music experience was Bon Jovi, and I think they're very popular here too. We even have a meme on sense. It's My Life, because there is a Japanese comedian called Nakayama Kinni-kun. Do you know that person?
No.
He's a gym guy.
Yeah,
and he makes jokes about people that goes to gym. There's one meme where on the count towards the beginning of the chorus of It's My Life by Bon Jovi, there's this Tom break, Bob, and when It's My Life kicks in, he throws his protein away from his bin. We make a ton of laugh off that in Japan.
Yeah. I'll have to look it up after too, because that does sound funny. So outside of music, what are some other things that you enjoy, or that are maybe other big inspirations?
Big inspirations? Going back to junior high, I liked reading a lot of Haruki Murakami. He writes a lot of novels. On further research, I realized that his writing style is largely based off the Beat generation literature that is immersed in America in the late 1950s. So yeah, I think Haruki Murakami is also one of the biggest reasons why I sing in English still.
Okay, that's cool. What else do you enjoy? I mean, obviously you're a very busy person. Surely you have some other hobbies.
Yeah,
music.
I like watching Japanese YouTubers a lot.
Yeah? Do you have a favorite?
You
want to shout out?
Tokai on Air. If you like Japanese culture, you definitely have to check out Tokai on Air. He's one of the best.
Is it like food related or?
They kind of do everything. They're in a group of 6 people that started as like university friends. Yeah, they do food stuff. My favorite Tokai on Air video. So everybody locks their phone and live in a car, and they drive their van to different parts of their hometown and leave each member in the middle of the mountains without using any internet information. Ask the locals to get their way back to their base. That like they film videos together. So like the 6 people trying to make their way back home without any information whatsoever. They only had like a very limited amount of money, like 5,000 yen, 5,000, 6,000 yen, and use that to try to go back home.
And then, okay, so obviously as a vocalist, what responsibility do you feel like you have when you're performing?
Trying to be authentic is definitely the number one thing. And I thought about that a lot earlier in my musical career. There were times that I tried to be more performative because I thought it's one of the ways to entertain people in general.
Yeah,
I try to be like more hardcore, try to be more like a more tough frontman thing, to look more edgy. That was not a good period of time. Yeah, like whatever you try to do on stage, you would just end up being your true self. Is what I think about like playing shows. Try to be proud of whoever, like whatever the kind of person you are right now. Try to not escape from that either. I think that's the most important thing for me, because I'm not good at faking myself, especially on stage. It's too obvious that I'm lying when I'm pretending to be something else. I think some people like play it off really well if they're an introverted person. Let's take Ma from Sim, the singer of Sim, for example. In real life, he's a very introverted person. He's a very calm and modest person outside the stage. But when he gets up on stage, he turns into this evil creature that shows people this like satanic like figure of the frontman of Sin. So some people do it really well, for sure, and I respect that. The more shows I've played in the past, the more obvious it became that I really suck at faking myself. So yeah,
I like that though.
At the end of the day, like I thought, like I have to just be myself, and some people definitely like that. I think it's important to believe in that. Your true self, like, might be the most interesting thing ever to your audience. So that's when I decided I wanna go in that direction on things.
Yeah, I think authenticity is important, and I really appreciate that answer, honestly. And then also something that I really love about you guys. So for those that don't know, you guys have a Discord server.
Yeah.
And every month you guys write a handwritten letter to your fans and you post it in Discord. I just thought that was so unique, but it was just, I don't know, it's so cool. What inspired that? Where did that come from?
So as for social media these days, it's very easy to make a big letter. Technically, it's an iPhone memo notepad, you know? You take a screenshot and you make a big, like long sentences, you know? And a lot of people do that these days. Whether it be a good thing or like some serious stuff going on, they did it a lot. I started to feel like it's becoming more and more of like artificial thing to use your devices to say stuff to people. So we wanted to take it in like extreme opposite way of like writing things online, because it comes purely from our lighting, which means you do make mistakes. You do make mistakes in writing, so you have to like double line that and write it again. So the whole process feels more authentic to me. That's what we like doing that in the real handwriting way. I try to translate the whole message to English. You saw the first episode that I wrote. I did it like Japanese and English, but it was very tough.
It seems like authenticity is an important thing to you. It's something that you've brought up a couple different times, which I think is very important, and I think that's cool.
There's so many things that people want from the experience of listening to music, you know? Like, as for bands like Sim, that, like I mentioned, people want to be stronger. People want to turn themselves into a stronger human being through listening to their music. What I think the idea of listening to bands like Sim, listening to what the singer says, the Sim singer says. In our case, the kind of people that love to listen to the good grief music, they feel the exact same awkwardness from day to day. And in this instance, I think like they just need somebody to like say that it's okay to feel awkward, okay to feel embarrassed, and that's still you, and everybody respect that. Everybody would rather seeing you feeling awkward and being yourself than faking yourself to. It kind of pushes people away because when you're pretending to be some big figure while trying to please people, it starts to alienate yourself from the kind of people that feels the same way about life. Yeah. So
that's cool. Yeah.
Try to gravitate to more people that feels the same way. It comes from showing that you feel the same way. Is my idea.
What do you think that Western fans might misunderstand about the Japanese music scene?
It's a very good question. I don't think there's a big gap between American music culture and Japanese music culture as of nowadays. Like these days, it's like becoming more and more the same thing. The misunderstanding that comes from both sides is that we feel this way about like Western bands. Yeah, like people tend to think that like music and art outside of their community they're used to being in, everything starts to look special. So the more times that I like met American people that listen to the same type of music like as I do, it's becoming more and more clear that they're the same type of people as I am. So yeah, if I should say one thing, people from outside Japan make a misconception about like in Japanese music, is that we do the same stuff. And it's same for the American bands, for us Japanese too. I think you guys do the same thing. Like when trying to put your thoughts together to make something, it's the same process. And the only thing that makes the difference is the kind of people you are. Because yeah, you mentioned like Japanese people being polite and like reserved, and I think that you can sometimes hear that in the Japanese music too. Like I feel like Japanese music these days are very grit based. There's so many breaks and there's so many complicated like rhythm patterns, and they try to match it exactly on like grid. It just comes from the Japanese mindset. Yeah, culturally speaking, we value order and harmony. So what's interesting to me about American bands is that they try very hard to keep the vibe going, like repeated riffs, like repeated rhythm patterns. I think it's more vibe-oriented music, the American bands. Whereas Japan, like it's way more harmonized musically and mentally. It just comes from people's mindsets. Yeah, the difference.
And then if you could go, let's say that you were to go do like a full like North American tour, and you could bring one Japanese band with you, just one.
Just one.
Who would it be? And why?
Just one. I'd say See You Smile and also UNMASK Alive, because they're both our best friends. So if that's possible, that would be the two bands to bring on tour with us.
Okay. Well, maybe the second question will kind of lead into that as well. What is one Japanese band that you think that Western fans should hear that they haven't heard yet?
Kyomeri Palben Ballet for sure. 9mm.
We'll put it up in text somewhere.
Yeah, like it's funny you mentioned that like some Japanese bands are hard to cover it on your channel because it doesn't sound like anything from America.
Yes.
So Kyomeri is one of the examples for that.
And then, so I have a Discord server as well, and some of the community members, I asked if they had any questions for you guys. Mela and Jamie wanted to know if you have any plans to tour Europe or North America, specifically Germany and Canada.
Yeah.
Sometime in the future.
Of course. Like, all those countries are on our bucket list for sure. As for America, not to blame anybody, but the visa restriction situation is getting more and more tough these days. You have to pay like a 200万円 plus transaction fee to get a working visa when you're if you're in a band and wants to tour in America. So I think that's the toughest thing. Yeah, when you want to tour in America from Japan. So once that gets cleared out, or once we figure out how to solve that, we want to go there as soon as possible. Same for the other countries. Europe is I hear Europe is pretty chill on that, on the like the visa situation.
Less restricting.
Yeah. Like also the Japanese government like supports bands, supports like Japanese artists that goes overseas to go perform music there because it's for the sake of their own culture and for the Japanese culture. So yeah.
And it's more condensed, so it would be easier to travel and tour through Europe than it would be like North America is so big that it's kind of a challenge. And then Mila also wanted to know, what are the bigger goals for the future of Good Grief?
Bigger goals for the future of Good Grief? Just touring all the countries like people ask me to go. Is number one goal for sure. Besides that, I'd say my biggest goal when it comes to Good Grief. Yeah, so here's the thing, like pop punk, especially in the sense of like the 2000s modern pop punk, is very underground genre in Japan.
Underground, you said?
You definitely do hear some bigger bands in Japan that are largely influenced by pop punk, but we don't even call it pop punk. We used to not call those bands pop punk because they didn't represent as pop punk bands. I think the biggest band from this type of music in Japan is LA Garden, and obviously they're a massive band, but nobody thinks they're in a pop punk band. The term pop punk in Japan, I think it's still new to many people. It's like very far from the mainstream things. We have Jrock. In Jrock, we have Japanese metalcore, Japanese melodic punk. So some genres definitely made their way through to the mainstream level, to the point where the average Japanese person knows what the genre is. Pop punk is not a part of that as of now. We want to change that in the future. So when I dream of our band having like a 20-30 plus years career. When that future comes, pop punk eventually becomes the Japanese people's everyday language, if that makes sense. So you have like, do you know Rock?
Oh yeah.
So the kind of music they play there, it's the same for Bump of Chicken and Rat Wings too. We call it guitar rock, which is guitar rock.
Yeah.
So that's the type of music. It's the mainstream thing. And melodic punk in Japan, we call it metalcore because it's short for melodic hardcore. We want pop punk to be at the same level of those other genres. Yeah.
So you guys, UNMASK Alive, See You Smile, bands like that, you think you guys are kind of on that forefront of this current generation, kind of pushing it forward? Yeah, okay. I heard that a lot of the venues in that show are actual real venues. Is that true?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so for Rock, Shimokitazawa Shelter is a real venue. I think the venue has been around for like 26 years or more. So there's a lot of tourists going there to like take pictures and see shows, which is very cool.
Someone in my Discord was actually talking about the shelter specifically. A lot of tourists do go and take pictures, which is really cool, but also kind of can be disruptive sometimes as well. But that's probably honestly a lot of places in Japan. I'm sure there's tourists taking pictures of
when
things all the time.
When Rock, when the thing blew up at first, there are many tourists. There are many Japanese tourists too, like that just wanted to go to Shimokitazawa shelter to just take pictures and see what it looks like and then leave. I think it's very disrespectful.
I could see that.
Not a lot of people do it anymore. Yeah. Then many tourists from overseas, like they actually come to the shelter to see shows. On some shows on weekends, dozens of people like initially just wanted to visit shelter for the anime that actually stayed for shows and have a great time.
That's cool.
So yeah, I think it's a best case scenario, seeing the Japanese music culture outside of this musical like aspect of things. This way you see it in anime, and it traces back to the core point of playing music and core point for the authors, the people that make that anime, to bring people to their understandings. I think it evolved in a very
that's
good
interesting
way.
Yeah. So on that topic, I guess just anime in general, I mean, everybody understands that every country has music. Like that's obvious, but when people hear the term J-rock or they think of like, Japanese music and they're not very familiar, their mind does go to anime a lot, obviously. Anime openings and closing themes and things like that. And to some extent, it shows a level of commercial success when bands, maybe get an opening and stuff. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that it feels sometimes like a negative association, like it's only looked at as like anime related, or is it a good gateway? Like, how do you feel about all of that?
It's very interesting that you mentioned that. I think it's mainly the artist or their core fan base that refers to their appearance in an anime openings as kind of toxic sometimes. For some bands, that's when they stop doing what got the band to the rise, what made the band the most unique in the first place, because there are many producers working in the anime opening industry. I know this is a very weird way to put it, but yeah, those people want the anime openings to be very specifically for the anime, because you only have 60 to 90 seconds in their opening section. You have to match the song in that time signature. Also, you have to make the song as understandable as possible to make it easy to remember for people that's never heard of the band before. Yeah, that's when they tell you to switch to Japanese sometimes.
Yeah.
And some people keep it in English. I think you guys, like people watching anime from overseas, has helped some bands from Japan so much, because Sim made the opening of Attack on Titan, and it's this song called The Rumbling, and they sung it.
Blew up.
Yeah, The Rumbling blew up, and they sung the whole song in English, because there are many people outside Japan to want Sim to keep their style, because the song resonates with more people. I think it's one of the good byproduct, like side effect of the whole anime culture being an international thing these days. Before that, we only consumed this anime culture domestically. I think the anime industry used to gatekeep like newer bands a whole lot in the past. They don't have to do it anymore, and I think that's a very good thing.
Yeah, it's an interesting balance, because I definitely know of a lot of bands that got popular because of an opening. Another example besides The Rumbling is Survive Said the Prophet. I know a lot of people who discovered Survive Said the Prophet because of their Vinland Saga opening. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, because I can see what you mean. It reaches a level where you could maybe not be making the music for yourself and your band and your expression. It becomes kind of like a monetary thing. So it's kind of a balance. It's good for discovery, but it's tough, right? it's
interesting topic. It's
yeah.
definitely tough for some bands. Some bands do want to do anime openings. Anime companies want to choose their own anime openings based on their like musical preferences. But when business comes into play, there are times they actually had to like switch their styles to blend in.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's a very interesting topic. Back to the venue thing for a second. One of the other Discord community members' questions, this was anonymous, but they just wanted to know if there were any iconic venues that you dream most about playing, whether they're inside Japan or outside, or like Tokyo Dome or like Madison Square Garden or...
Yeah, there are some venues. For most indie bands in Japan, do you know the ZEP venues? ZEP Tokyo, Diversity, Osaka ZEP, Nagoya. We have a few depth venues, which is at 2,000 to 3,000 cap. It's a goal for most indie bands in Japan to first like pack up that venue, and after that it goes. Yeah, this thing called the Budokan. Beatles came to Japan in the 60s. They played a show there, so it's become like almost like a ritual for every Japanese band. The idea is this: like if you were able to pack Budokan, you made it as an artist in Japan.
You made it.
Yeah.
What about for any sort of venue outside of Japan?
Outside of Japan, 92 for Gilman. I think it's in California. The Story Software made their debut show. I think it was one of the first videos that I saw that many people moshing and stage diving at a local show in America. So it was a very inspiring moment for me.
Another really popular one for Americans would be like Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, Madison Square Garden.
And then have you heard of the Red Rock Amphitheater in Colorado?
Oh yeah.
That's another one too. Yeah.
I think Red Rock is
the
what the venue Budokan means to Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dream venues are like usually just the same venues that my favorite bands from America are playing. Yeah, it's more that I want to go play local shows there. I'm more into that.
Those are the most intimate shows.
Yeah.
Like that was something I appreciated about One OK Rock when I was younger. One OK Rock could play a very, very large show in Japan.
Yeah.
At first, when they started coming here, the venues that they played in were a little bit smaller, but they played even harder. And I really appreciated that. The energy in smaller venues is just unmatched, I think.
Yeah.
And then another question from a community member: how does it feel knowing people all over the world are listening to Good Grief? And is there any specific moment that you shared with any international fans that stood out to you, or that was a favorite moment or anything?
That was the first and the biggest reason why I wanted to play music in this style. I really appreciate people are checking out my stuff. I'm really happy about it. It makes me happy because there's bigger genres in Japan, like VK and guitar rock and all that. So it's hard to take the other way to discover more underrated bands. I really appreciate the courage to like discover something new, whether it be a popular thing or not. So big respect for them. Yeah.
And then do you have any favorite memories of meeting any international fans? Like your shows or anything?
Oh, yeah. So my friend Ethan, he came from Portland, Oregon. And he went to one of our shows and we made friends. That was the first time that I got to see somebody from overseas like taking all the stress to come see our show in Japan, because he checked out our music from almost like day one. And he moved here and started playing in a band too. And I sometimes help them record their stuff too. It's a bit sad he had to go back to the States. It really makes me happy that like people start to go on the whole journey of experiencing something new. At times it's because of our music. It's crazy.
For anyone that might be watching this that hasn't had a chance to hear Good Grief yet, what's the one song that you would recommend to new listeners?
It might be obvious about a Grayscale. It would be the one.
Grayscale?
Yeah.
That's a banger.
And also, and also Good Times. We try to like switch back and forth between keeping our Jrock influences raw while trying to delve more into the Western style of music. I think those two songs reflect very well like towards each other.
Are those also your favorite songs to perform live right now?
I like to play Ibaraki Rubble off the South Station second record, because it's lyrically my favorite, but we don't get to perform it live that much because it's an acoustic song. So Rubble is my favorite. It brings me to tears every time I play, and I love that feeling because you don't get to cry to your own voice.
Yeah.
It's usually very much a mixed up feeling. You know, there's definitely self-doubt there. When you make something, your mind starts to like compare that to everything else in the world. When you make something, like you always have a very complicated like love-hate relationship with your art. But live shows are the only time that I become totally free from that guilty feelings, you know? I like songs of ours that make me feel that way the most. And Rubble is one of those. Yeah.
It's such a deep thinker. You have such amazing answers, honestly. So that's pretty much all the questions I have. I really, really appreciate you taking the time. I know it was kind of hard to coordinate a good schedule and stuff.